Albatross's spray hood was showing its age. The windows were cloudy, and when there was any spray or rain on the windows, it was almost impossible to see anything. Much of the stitching on the seams was failing. We'd been repairing the failed seams, stitching them up by hand. But as soon as we stitched one seam, another would open. It was definitely time to replace the spray hood. The local canvas and sailmakers didn't seem interested in making a new sea hood. It became evident the best solution would be to have a replacement made at home. Cindy at the Canvas Company in Seattle has made several spray hoods and sail covers for us over the years. Per Cindy's instructions, we took lots of measurements and photos, then removed the old spray hood, packed it up, and brought it back home with us. We chose to go with a medium gray color, and Cindy made some adjustments and modifications to improve the overall fit. At our request, Cindy modified the original design, adding covers for all of the windows. The covers not only protect the windows, but they also provide some much appreciated shade in the cockpit. Cindy also modified the original spray hood design so that the center window can now be rolled up, which adds greatly to the airflow into the cockpit. This new spray hood makes a huge difference in visibility and comfort. We also added a roll-up cockpit awning that zips on to the aft end of the spray hood and is supported by the boom. It provides some nice shade in the cockpit when we're moored. This is the forward sail cover, which unfortunately was not being used for some time, allowing a lot of dust and dirt to get in onto the mainsail. It's unfortunate that that was off for so long. The good news is I found that I can hose most of the dust off. Taking advantage of a relatively windless day to pull the main up and wash all of the Sahara dust off of it. Fortunately, most of this is coming off with just a good solid spray from the hose, which is a bit of a relief. Some areas are a little dirtier than others, but all in all, I think it's probably going to clean up just fine. I'm just pulling up a couple of feet at a time and giving it a good scrub down. Slowly working my way towards the top, or actually towards the bottom. Alright, well, it's not perfect, but we've returned most of the Sahara Desert, well, I shouldn't say returned, we've washed most of the Sahara Desert back into the sea. So, pull the Lazy Jacks back up and drop this main back in there. I was very pleased to find the forward portion of the mainsail cover. However, the rest of the mainsail cover and Lazybag are in desperate need of replacement. After several weeks of patiently waiting, we were finally able to get a new Lazybag mainsail cover made locally. At the same time the Lazybag was being made, I convinced the sailmaker to also make us a new binnacle cover. The original instrument mounting boards in the cockpit coamings had been made out of mahogany, and over the years many instruments had been added and removed, and as a result the boards were looking pretty ragged. I had replaced both the port and starboard side on a previous trip to the boat. It was now time to replace the centerpiece. This was going to be a little bit more complicated because there was a lot of wiring involved. I used the original mahogany mounting board as a template to cut out the mounting holes and then reinstalled all the instruments. The new white panels give a fresh, clean look to the coamings. Albatross has 4 deck hatches, 1 above each stateroom and 2 above the main salon. The hatches were not leaking, but over time, exposure to UV had led to the lenses crazing badly. It was time for replacements. I started at the bow, removing the original hatch and bedding and being careful not to damage the inside trim. Filling in the old screw holes with some epoxy to seal them up. They'll of course be covered with a bedding compound anyway, but for peace of mind, there's no point in having holes going down into the deck that don't need to be there. Seeing this new hatch fully installed is very satisfying. Having now mastered the hatch replacement process, I moved on to the 2 midship hatches, which are smaller but are also heavily crazed. I had rather foolishly thought that installing these much smaller midship hatches would take me a lot less time. It didn't, but the end result was again very satisfying. The last hatch to be replaced was over the aft stateroom. Like all the others, it was very crazed and almost impossible to see through. By this time, I was becoming an expert in hatch replacement. It feels really good to have finally completed the replacement of all those hatches. To protect the new hatches, we ordered some covers. We install the covers whenever we're not going to be aboard for any length of time. Hopefully, these new covers will delay the inevitable deterioration of the new hatches. Albatross's house battery bank had been installed in 2016. It had reached the end of its life and was having a difficult time maintaining a charge. We replaced the tired house battery bank with 3 new batteries that fit snugly into the battery compartment. It was time for a major below-deck improvement. The upholstery in the main salon had experienced significant wear and tear over years of use. A previous owner had put some poorly fit blue slip covers over the cushions. The original upholstery was still in pretty good condition up forward in the V-berth. We removed all of the cushions, including the seat backs, and took them to an upholstery shop in Arrecife. The main salon was quite a disheveled mess for a few days. All of this is normally hidden behind the backrest. Alright, all the odds and ends moved out. Hydrovane blade attached to the backrest again. Backrest attached to the piano hinge. It's time to actually put some cushions in. It's amazing how many cushions you can cram into a minivan when you have to. And here we have main salon with new upholstery. And of course there's also new upholstery up forward in the V-berth and in the aft stateroom.